I recently posted a video where I spoke on a particular business that could make you genuine income in 1 month. In fact, it could make you millions by the end of this month if you take the business seriously and you learn the specifics. So after that post, I got a lot of DMs and messages, people asking me what the business is about, because I mentioned FMCG, but lots of persons don't know what FMCG means. So in those DMs, I got messages like, I'm interested, please explain further, I need to know the details, what products can I buy, and all of that. So in this video, I am going to be explaining in details what FMCG means, and hopefully by the end of the video, you would understand if it's a business you're interested in and how to move forward. So let's continue. So the FMCG sector is referred to as the fast-moving consumer goods. These are goods that are sold quickly in large quantity and relatively low price. There are also consumables that have high inventory turnovers and they involve daily use. For example, your beverages, soft drinks, canned foods, even your bread, you have stationaries and the likes in this sector. And not to skip this, you also have over-the-counter goods. For example, your medicine, they are also part of the FMCG sector. So this sector is quite old, and I'm talking about 50 years back, and it is not going anywhere because man must eat, right? And not to exaggerate, it has created a lot of billionaires, trillionaires over the years, and it's a sector that I want you to be genuinely interested in. I want to bring your attention to it greatly because there is a lot of money to be made in this sector only if you understand it and you're strategic about it. You have to enter the business with full intention, cross your T's and dot your I's. And the truth is, you don't need so much money to go into FMCG sector. You just need to be strategic. You just need to understand some of the tricks, involved in the business. You don't need to have millions. You don't need to have a warehouse because, when I mentioned earlier that the FMCG involves large quantity of goods, now you don't need to have a warehouse. You just need to know how to move the goods from one point to another point. That's where logistics come in. And secondly, you don't also need to have a vehicle. You just need to get a vehicle. That's why I said you need to be strategic, and if you allow me to talk you through the process, you would be sure to start this business in no time, even with little money. In this business, you can either be the manufacturer, the supplier, the wholesaler, or the retailer. Now, let's break this even further so you'd understand where you belong and if you just be the consumer. So the manufacturer is the guy that takes the goods from its raw state to its finished state. So if it's a canned food, they pick it up from the raw state when it's in the farm, and they take it, they process it, and they can it. So that's the job of the manufacturer. After which the supplier comes in and picks that product, takes that product probably to a space, a storehouse, a shop, or whatever, or just take it and it will be on transit straight to the retailer. The retailer then sells to the consumer. Now, the supplier can also be the wholesaler. So the supplier can also sell in wholesale to the retailer, or the supplier can sell to a wholesaler that would also sell to the retailer. So this is a chain of business and there's a chain of people involved. But to really make money from this business, that money can be made in all aspects of the business, but I want you to see yourself as a wholesaler. Now let me explain. Why I want you to see yourself as a wholesaler is because you're practicing a B2B. That you're selling directly to a retailer, you're not selling to the consumer. Selling to consumers might take a little bit of time. Remember, I said that the FMCG business is quick, large quantity, and low price. Now, as a retailer, yes, you can sell fast, but not fast enough. The wholesaler sells faster because you're pushing your product to a lot of retailers, so you're responding to a lot of requests at a very short time, compared to a consumer that comes individually to buy your product. Retailers come in bulk, so we're discussing bulk buy at the same time. And because you're selling to business owners, you're selling in large quantities. They're buying in bulk because they also want to have a lot of these items in their store so they can meet request and demand when customers come to buy. That's where doing a proper feasibility study in whatever product you want to sell comes in, and I will discuss that in another video. But let's continue with this. So positioning yourself as a wholesaler, a supplier wholesaler, is the real deal, because there is consistent sales, but you also need to position yourself where you can get those goods consistently to meet demands. That is where I can come in for you and show you the ropes and tell you the secrets. The funny thing is, some people don't even understand that they do FMCG business. They believe they just go to the market, they buy a particular product and they sell, but they don't know that they do FMCG business. They don't even know where they belong in the chain of the business. They don't even know how to step up. They just find themselves just going to the market, buy a particular product, sell, and get profits. Go the next day, repeat the same thing. They don't even know where they belong and how to grow in the chain of the business. They don't have any idea. But the truth is, you can make a lot of income in this business, because what you're doing is you're flipping cartons for daily profits. And I will continue to speak on this, because this is just the beginning of a series of videos that I'm going to be dropping, teaching you on how to go about the business, so you don't just start the business but you succeed in the business. So all you have to do is click the follow button and ensure that you follow me on all of my social media handles. Don't forget to send me a DM if you need any further information on this. I am just one button away to guide you and ensure that you succeed in this business. Like I said, I'm going to be dropping more videos to guide you and teach you on how to do this. But there is one thing I must say, before I leave you today. If you have doubts on starting this business, I think you should cancel it, because this is one of the best sectors to be in. Like I said, it has created billionaires and trillionaires over the years, and it's still growing. Inflation has nothing on it, because you're still making profits even in inflation. And I would give you a first-hand testimony. This is the business I've been doing for the past 10 years, and I've made money from it. So I will tell you for free that the best time to start is now. The best time to get this knowledge is now. The best time to understand the business is now. So in my next video, I'm going to be speaking on why the FMCG business is a powerful business, and the do's and don'ts, so you don't make mistakes. Okay, so to end this video, I want you to take a pen and a paper and write down 3 products in your area you think will sell fast. I want you to go out there, speak to people, do a little bit of research, and come back to the next video where we'll talk further on this business. So make sure you write 3 products that would sell fast and start doing proper feasibility studies on them. I'll see you in my next video.